Every night he told himself tomorrow would be different. But tomorrow kept looking exactly like today. He wasn't lazy, he just didn't know where to start. Fitness, focus, finances. He wanted it all, starting now. So he decided this time he would change everything all at once. Day 1. New diet, new gym plan, new sleep schedule. All at once. For a few days, it actually worked. Then exhaustion hit. Hard. The early alarm became the enemy instead of the plan. By day 10, he had quit everything. Again. What's even the point? He muttered to himself. This wasn't the first time. It was a cycle. Start big. Burnout. Quit. Months had passed this way. Nothing had really changed. He searched online. Why can't I stick to anything? And one article stopped him in his tracks. It was called the 1% rule. The idea was strange, almost too small to matter. But something about it made him want to try. Just one more time. The idea was simple. Don't change everything. Change one tiny thing. Improve by just 1% a day, and it barely feels like anything. But stretched over a year, that tiny 1% compounds into something huge. So instead of reading for an hour, he chose just 1 page a day. Instead of an hour at the gym, just 2 minutes of movement. Instead of a perfect 5-year plan, just one honest sentence in a journal. This wasn't really about the habit. It was about the brain behind it. Psychologists call it identity-based change. You're not just doing a habit. You're becoming the kind of person who shows up, even in small ways. Each tiny win sent a quiet signal to his brain. I am someone who follows through. That small win released a little rush of dopamine, motivation to keep going. Unlike his old all-or-nothing plans, this one didn't drain him. It was so small, skipping it felt harder than just doing it. 2 weeks passed. Nothing dramatic had happened yet. Part of him wondered if it was even working. But he remembered the graph. The flat part always comes first. So instead of chasing results, he just focused on showing up. 1 month in, the small habits had quietly become part of his day. The 2-minute stretch had quietly turned into 10. 1 page had quietly turned into a whole chapter. 3 months later, he almost didn't notice how much had changed. The person in the mirror looked steadier, calmer, more like who he wanted to be. The 1% had compounded, quietly, steadily, into something real. He flipped back through his notes and barely recognized where he'd started. The mountain hadn't moved, but he had. One small step at a time. He finally understood. Motivation was never really the problem. The problem was always trying to change too much, too fast. So here's the truth worth remembering. You don't need a perfect plan. You need one tiny habit you can actually keep. Just 1% better today. That's the whole secret. Because small, consistent steps quietly become the life you were chasing all along. So, what's your 1% going to be today?